Hello. Did you know there is something very obvious going on in our culture right now, but which the press is not reporting? In fact, major media is totally ignoring it since it is, ready, good news. In 1999, I co-wrote a book for Hay House that was the best-selling book for them in that entire year. You may have even heard of it, or perhaps you even read it or have it. Jan Tober and I wrote the book called The Indigo Children. Yep, we were the first ones to present that term to the planet and to tell the story of a woman named Nancy Tappy who developed it. The reason why the book went viral back then was that literally millions of parents were experiencing a new kind of consciousness with their kids. Kids were not behaving like past generations did. They were ignoring instructions at school as well. They were not fitting in. They were often just not participating in class at all, leading to time spent in detention and parents being asked to come to the school and then take their kids home and often don't bring them back. Ooh. Parents did not have a clue what was going on. Our book would not have been so well accepted if this were not happening all over the world. The book actually then was an answer. What was going on? Many of these children were diagnosed with a formerly unknown neurological or psychological disorder called ADD and ADHD. Of course, as often is the case, there was a drug for that, and it was called Ritalin. Ritalin works by increasing dopamine and other neurotransmitters, basically blocking many brain functions that control attention and impulse. When you ask a child what that was like, who had been on Ritalin for years and then comes off of it, they'd often tell you that it blocks being smart or alert. Horrible experience. They all said it was a bad experience. They felt they were dumbed down. Some would report their thank you for getting me off of that. The first Indigo Children book that I co-wrote features many doctors, teachers, health workers who knew what this phenomenon was. They recognized it. Some expected it. They were light workers, and they had advice for parents and kids alike. This is why the book was so popular. It was right on schedule in my work for iChannel Cryon, who over the years taught that new consciousness would be coming to the planet. I just don't think anyone thought it was going to be through their own kids. One of the other teachings that was given within my work, a prophecy actually, was that after a full generation of 25 years or so, these formerly system-busting kids would start emerging as young adults in a way that would change this planet. Now, I look at that now. I often wondered back then, really? What might that look like? And how could they get the attention of the masses? You have to put yourself in my shoes. Back then, we didn't have anything like today. We didn't have internet at all. So that was a very, when it happened, you might say it's a very unknown, disliked thing by many older adults called social media. That was the vehicle that appeared that they needed, that the young people needed, and that they actually helped develop, you might say. Did you realize, and maybe you don't, but today's social media, the way it is right now, lets a regular person of any age show what they have or what they wish to present for free to literally millions of others their age right now with the equipment they have on their own computers. I really do mean millions. We have nothing like that 26 years ago, absolutely nothing. That's why I was puzzled. What could it be? Now I know. So what's going on in our culture that you won't see on the news today? It's a very slow alteration of what many young people are watching and understanding and seeing that they were never taught by any adult, anywhere, at home, school, or church. And the reason they are watching and listening is because, wait for it, it's not coming from adults. It's coming from those their own age in their own generation, ones that they trust. Dozens and dozens of podcasts on social media of all kinds are starting to feature some very awakened young adults who who obviously know they are here on earth as indigos, telling stories and teaching about a grander, greater truth that is not based in religion or politics. This is a kind of self-help for the young by the young. It's quite amazing if you see it. It's a grander truth about life that often makes sense to them and that they can really relate to. They're often introduced to logical, compassionate reasoning about who they are or why they're even here. They're looking at the idea that perhaps the Creator, God, is not a vindictive, judging religious icon from past ages, the big guy in the sky, but a benevolent modern energy that actually loves humanity. And you don't have to join anything to believe it. They can actually have spiritual ideas of their own and think things out logically for themselves. What a deal. These visionaries are suggesting that perhaps life itself is benevolently biased. Benevolently biased. That's not something you're going to hear much of. To work with them and for them instead of against them. Did you get that? Life doesn't work naturally against them. It's benevolently biased for them. Something different from what they constantly hear from an often complaining older generation. You think what this must be like for young people. In other words, they are seeing and teaching perhaps the softer aspects of mastery. These visionaries call it softer aspects of mastery. These are my words, in a very current way. Something that is so attractive right now that the following of their social media posts and programs, they're welcomed by more than you ever expected, ever. In an older generation, young people would never be interested in these things at their age, never. I've been there. These are the wise visionaries that Krein told us were coming, and they're being heard. And we want to expose this for you. We've invited some very well-known awakened young people to be part of a 3-day exposure to reveal the indigo emergence that is happening, that we are seeing, that I'm reporting to you. We're asking all of these visionaries to share what they know, what they're thinking, their lives, and what happened, and what they see for the future of our planet. If you've just been watching the news for the past year, this may shock you, what is really happening. Instead of horrible, fearful, and disturbing information, you're going to hear from these indigos that there is hope for the planet. Perhaps you will gain a real sense that change can occur and may be occurring. These are the kinds of questions we're going to be asking them about the future of the planet. Their answers may surprise you, possibly even delight you. So on August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we're presenting some of these visionaries to you along with commentary, live chat, and Krein channeling every single day. Are you interested? I invite you to come see what this is all about. And the first thing that is going to happen is a free revealing of the entire history of the indigo phenomenon, how I got into it, and how the name indigo actually was developed and seen. Hint, it wasn't a new chakra. In fact, when you hear about it, you may actually laugh. The complete discourse of my history and the full explanation of what really happened to create the Indigo Children book and what may be happening on the planet right now is going to be free for all of you to see as part of the welcome and introduction to the summit on August 1st. I want you to know as much as I can give you. Then, if you wish, you'll be given a chance to continue this learning and meet the new visionaries of the planet. Dear ones, this is good news. It's all about time, it's all about the time we are in, about the shift we are in. It's about time all this happened. I hope to see you there for more what is coming, what is happening, what is developing right now on this planet. Thank you.